Howdy, 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 everybody. Theresa here. It is Tuesday, November 24th, 2015. It is 11:21 a.m. here in central Wyoming. I am up for the second time today. I'll explain that here in a minute. But first we need to do the weather. And I'm not a weather girl. This is as good as you're going to get. Right now it is 48 degrees here. Real field temperature though is 39. The high is 51 and the low is 23. And it is windier than anything today. But I swear that this wind is going to drive me batshit crazy. Because sometimes it just seems like it never stops. As you guys know, if you've been following and stuff in this region, we're supposed to have a massive snowstorm. So, if you're traveling, please be very careful. I'm trying to bring up the weather right now. We have a winter storm watch in effect from noon tomorrow through all Thanksgiving until 5 p.m. So when that's supposed to start tomorrow with the snow and stuff, so please be careful. Let's see, I wrote a little bit of a note because I know I have a tendency to kind of forget what I was going to talk about. Last night, yesterday I just worked on my looming, and finished watching, I was watching that whole series of 6 Feet Under. Finished watching that. Started watching a little bit of the show Oz. Kind of having a hard time getting into it, so then I started watching a few of the first episodes of Sopranos. And I'll probably watch all of that and then go back to Oz. Let's see. The internet was out for quite a while. But then finally got that figured out. And what else did we? Let's see. I just made chili mac for dinner. We had some leftover chili. So that wasn't anything, And my husband had gone to the store, getting ready for this storm and the holiday stuff. As I needed I needed a dozen eggs, and I needed an 18-pack of eggs, and I wanted a loaf of French bread, and then a bigger size diapers for the dog. So he got a size 5, and that works really well for her. So if you have a beagle that's becoming incontinent, size 5 diapers seems to work really well on these beagles. So, like I said, she just stands there now. She's so used to it now, she just stands there when she comes back from inside, because I take it off when she goes outside. And she just stands there and lets me put it back on. And I think if anything, she's more comfortable because, she's not leaking. Which, she would always turn around and trying to clean herself. I mean, this poor dog her legs and stuff would just be, saturated with urine and stuff. And I mean, very uncomfortable for her. And you want them still to be able to be up here and close to you and stuff. And that's what right now she is, laying right next to me, and I'm petting her. And she's just loving it. So, he said, if that's all that it takes, that's what it takes. We don't care. Right? Yeah. She's licking me. So yeah. He brought that stuff home and stuff. If you're one of the ones that Colleen and Nancy and Yedamar, Mr. Cross, my husband didn't get the shipping done yesterday because he got too busy at work, so he just shipped it this morning, so it's on its way. And then today I got up early with him. I got up this morning with him, and I chit-chatted and had our coffee and stuff, and then I went back to bed with the dog when he left. That's why I was saying, like, up for the second time. Oh, today I plan on here in a little bit. Plan on eating lunch. And then I plan on getting in the shower and doing some housework. And then, I don't know if you guys are like I am, but sometimes I feel rather overwhelmed by needing to do some things. There's some money matters I need to take care of. Doing some responses and stuff. And you keep forgetting, or you think, oh, well, I'll do that in a little bit or whatever. And then it's like weeks roll by and you're like, you know. So today I have got to bite the bullet and just do that. Then I need to go in my art studio, and that's where I have all the incense also drying. And I need to work on some of that. Labels, packing some of that up. I have a friend of mine locally, really sweet gal, Stacy, who wants to buy some more incense. She said that eucalyptus incense. I had given her a few sticks to use on her and her daughter because it helped with the congestion, and she said that really helped. She wanted to get some more, so need to package that up. And I think I'll start another. I'm not sure if. I think I'm gonna do a drawing this time. Yeah, I am. That's what I feel coming towards me or coming out of me. I want to do a charcoal. Yeah, that's what I want to do with the charcoal. You guys help me decide. So I'm gonna do a charcoal drawing. I'm gonna start one of those. It's gonna be another abstract kind of horror motif thing. It's what I'm naturally drawn to right now, so that's what's happening. And then, and if you're interested in the incense, I will put a list of what I have available up on my Facebook feed later on. And then I'm going to work some more on my looming. This is what I'm working on right now. This is a scarf for my grandson, and I will make him a matching hat for Christmas. And then and this is a design I've come up with, and so yeah, this will be nice. And I'm gonna put some long fringes on this bottom here and stuff. So that's what I'm doing, and like I said, I'll make a matching hat. So I know I'll finish the scarf up today. That's why I aim to do is finish the scarf up, so then tomorrow I could do the hat. You know. What else? Oh, and then tonight, my husband wants to get me out of the house. Like I said, we have one vehicle, so that we use. So, and normally, I know I could take him to work, but then I might have to pick him up, and I'm not used to driving at night anymore, so I have a little bit of trouble doing that. So I would rather, if I don't have to, in the snow and the ice, not to. So, but he knows I haven't been out of the house since Friday. Had to think. And Friday night. And so, with the holiday and everything, I won't get out of the house, until probably maybe Sunday. I don't know. So, he needs to go pick up his prescription. Now, we had trouble. If you guys are one of the ones that I was talking to about the Victoza card, that where you can get the Victoza injectable pens for $25. We had trouble registering for that. Registering his card. I had no trouble with mine, but he kept trying to do his we could not do it. So finally, that's part of the reason I got up this morning too, is to remind him he needed to call right away to get that registered, because we had to get that registered, so he could pick up his prescription tonight. And so he did that, got it done. So if you have trouble registering that card online, like we did, just call them. They're super nice. You know, got it done. I mean, and that'll make it where it is $25 for 2 years each month. And that's on the Victoza. And they say if you have any trouble and your pharmacist can't get the card to run, have your pharmacist give them a call and they'll walk them through it. Our pharmacist just said, you know, we just do it for $25, and I don't know, they probably just put it in their system or something. I'm not sure how that works. But I tell you what, I have not been hungry on this Victoza at all, which is wonderful, because I'm always fighting being so hungry. And I'm just not, I'm really watching my carbs carefully. It gives me even more incentive, because now it's not like, oh, you know, I could go and eat whatever and I'm just going to put on weight. It's like, no, you're going to have a bad reaction. I have almost like the dumping syndrome. And, you know, I get very sick to my stomach and stuff. It's almost like I did have weight loss surgery. Except for, you know, I didn't have to go through the expense and the change and everything. But I am not hungry on this at all. My husband has even been amazed, because I'm just not hungry. So, you know, it hasn't affected him as much yet, but once he gets on the full dose, it will. Because, like I said, it didn't affect me as much when I was just on the lower dose for the first week, and then you go up. So anyway, we're going to go into town tonight and get his prescription, and then we figured out we have just enough money to stop and get some Chinese takeout, which is a real treat, real big treat. We normally don't eat out at all anymore. We used to, but, you know, with finance and stuff, so that's like a huge treat, you know. So, I was teasing my husband this morning. We were watching the birds on the bird feeder, and to him, I said, you know, they're just also thrilled because we didn't buy a turkey for Thanksgiving, and a turkey to those little birds is like the mothership. You know, because their bird feeder hangs right outside my kitchen window, and so we can watch them and stuff. My husband hung it there so I could watch him, and he's really into his birds, you know. We enjoy him, but he's really, you know, you always got one or two. It's a big bird feeder, you know, with multiple holes and stuff. You always have one or two hanging on for dear life, and it's swaying and swinging and stuff, you know, because the other birds and stuff, and yeah, a couple like hanging on for dear life. And then you have all the pigeons down below waiting for seed to be dropped. So it's good. It's good. We enjoy it. You know, we learned the hard way though. You don't ever leave a bag of bird seed in your garage, because the mice will open. What are you doing, CJ? Will open it and eat it all, and then you'll just find all the shells from the sunflower seeds and stuff. So yeah. So now we put it in a bucket with a sealed lid. I was watching the dog, couldn't tell what she was doing. So I'm really eager to play with my knitting loom too, but I gotta get this other stuff done first. You know, so many projects, so little time sometimes. You know, one thing I haven't talked too much about is seasonal depression and loneliness. And the if I'm really truthful about it, yeah, it's starting to affect me some. I'm doing much better than I do a lot of years, but the season's still early. I think so many of us tend to feel lonely during this time period, especially if we don't have big families and we don't have or family units, and everybody seems so busy and they're running around, and their excitement, and you're happy for them, but you feel very left out. You feel very out of sorts because that isn't part of your reality. I remember when it used to be. I remember when like I said, I was the one that did mainly all the holiday dinners, and everybody would come over, and I mean, no matter what little apartment or wherever we lived, and I loved it. I did it all. I cooked it all from scratch and stuff, and you know, and then the family unit just fell apart. I'm not sure what they do anymore. We haven't been invited to anything in so long, I couldn't tell you what anybody does. I don't think any of them ever worry about or care that my husband and I sit here by ourselves. That does get hard, and I mean, we're making the most of it, and I know we're not alone by any means. The big happy family, Walton family thing is no longer really for most people. It is hard though, because, and I think too, we all remember, when you're little, you don't realize that there's any kind of stress between adults and stuff for the most part. So you have these fond memories of when you were a child, and it seemed like everybody was happy, and it was so exciting, and so. But anyway, yeah, the seasonal depression is real, and I know many of you, even though you have still a family unit that gets together and celebrates, that you're missing loved ones that have passed on, and so it will never be the same for you either, and it's still very hard for you. So I'm not saying that, if you have a big family, that you're not missing people that have passed away. I mean, those big family memories I have would never be, because so many of those people have passed away anyway, And I'm glad I have them, because I know there's some people that have none. There's some children that have never experienced that, which is really heartbreaking. And I'm an empath, and I really pick up feelings from people around me, and the great feeling of sadness I keep picking up. Also really been struggling with the fact that I feel like there's so much hatred of me, sometimes all around me, and I honestly don't hate anybody. And it makes you afraid to be able to say anything that's on your mind, because you're going to get a backlash. You're going to get somebody mad at you. And it's like, well, don't ask me my opinion on something and then get mad when I give it. And I really struggle with that, and I really struggle with issues of who I can trust and who I can't. So that's why I generally only speak to just a very few people anymore. Usually, because I miss feeling close to certain people I used to feel so close to and stuff, and hard to know who to trust and who all of that, I don't know. Maybe it's just me being a weirdo again, which is probably the case. I mean, I've never fit in. I've never fit in with anybody really. I mean, except for my husband. You know, I just kind of see the world differently, and I don't know if that's just maybe I dropped on my head too much as an infant. Maybe it's just the Asperger's. Maybe that's just how I am. You know, but yeah, it's just the way it is. Oh, if anybody's interested too, in doing a Christmas card exchange, my address is below, and you know, I will happily send you a Christmas card, you know, if I get one, because I miss those days when you used to get lots of Christmas cards and stuff. And yeah, I know postage is expensive and stuff, but you know, I still love getting cards and stuff in the mail. And I think that really helps when you can look at we always tape them on the back of our front door, and when you can look at them and go, well, I do still have people that think of me and wish me a happy holidays, or, you know. So, if you want to, that's great. If you don't, that's okay too, you know. So, anyway, I'm going to get off here and get some stuff going. I got some of that Progresso light soup, and I think I'm going to heat up a can of that, have a few crackers and stuff, and get going on all my stuff I need to do. I feel kind of overwhelmed. I'm doing some stuff today, and I'm not sure why. I think it's, like I said, just depression kind of lending its head, and I need to turn that around. So, anyway, I love you guys, and I thank all you guys that have subscribed and that leave comments, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.